Okay, so I'm going to be doing something a little different. I actually am going to be reviewing one of my games and kind of giving you an in-depth view of how I think and play through games. This is in quick play, but as far as I can tell, everyone in the lobby is at least masters. I only checked, I think, 2 or 3 people's other profiles, and you'll have to bear with me because I'm sure you'll be able to see it in the replay. I was quite laggy. And unfortunately, because I haven't played the last few seasons, my rank has decayed anyway, so I'd probably be playing in, I don't know, Plat Diamond, which would be even less, I guess, competitive than this, so. Hopefully it's not too bad. The second round, it got way worse than the first round. Okay, so obviously, just trying to get some point pressure. Unfortunately, a Widow kind of insta-killed my Tracer. So I'm not really looking to hard commit on this fight, not yet. I'm just hoping someone wide peaks, but the problem against their tank, right, is that I can't like sit on point too long because he's gonna win the resource war, right? So I kind of have to look for an early hook or something. Yeah, I just end up giving it up because I see the Ana nades both of my supports, so they can't like keep peeking to help me mid. So just gonna wait for him to heal me up, and I can re-peek main in a second here. Unfortunately, in the time that I'm doing that, right, the Ana hits a good nade. My cast also dies, and this guy pushes our supports at the same time. So I'm at this point just trying to look to kill this person, to try to give my team a bit more footing here, right? Obviously, they're out. I probably should have aimed that, walked a bit further forward. So you can see against Malga, I'm doing my best just to completely ignore him. If he has a shout, which he does right now, he's unkillable basically. If he does have it against you, right? So unfortunately, my team's kind of just staggering here because I have like the speed ring, right? I'm trying to get on this adventure as soon as possible, but chances are that I won't be able to kill them because they probably are about to have their dig and they're in LOS of their supports here, right? Not their dig, but their spin away thing. So here, I just see the Malga charge. I think he's on my Ana, and I actually don't know that quite yet. Because he uses charge, I'm actually going to try to fight him and force out his shout. So if he overstays his welcome without shout, it's only like a 2-second cool, or you only last for like 2 seconds now. I can hook him into my team and blow him up, right? I was there looking for my Ana, which is why I didn't kill him. So yeah, now I'm honestly in a bad spot. Probably should have just left to begin with. I didn't know exactly where my Ana was, so. Unfortunately, my team was kind of continually staggering, so, you know, I got a little greedy, I suppose. Maybe I should just backed out completely. That's alright. I ended up winning this game, I'd say fairly convincingly. So, you can still make a few mistakes and still get away with it. So you see, if you hook even Malga into your team, and even Ana, and they don't immediately, you know, charge out, they can instantly die, right? Yeah, I know I have a cast, which can just right-click, destroy them, right? Block his charge with nade, right? Or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's actually called. You know, flashbang. Hooking Malga in and with my comp is actually very dangerous for him because, as you can see, he can explode, right? If he gets double CC'd, he can just instantly die. So here, because this person, the only way they win this fight is if, because their tank just died, is if they kill my entire backline. Because I'm basically unkillable unless I troll against their comp, right? Their Ana has to hit like a really good nade. I have to like just sit in the middle, a really good sleep, and I have to sit in the open and just let the Widow just continually headshot me. So unfortunately, I think my cast was in the way of exactly where the Venture is going to get pulled, so it kind of displaced Venture a little. I messed up that shot. And fortunately, he helps me kill her, so. Here, no one else is capping, so I'll let my teammates, you know, get some ult charge or something. Unfortunately, I can't really do anything because the range is so long yet, because I have to wait for him to walk up anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. because we have speed, I don't mind playing aggressive, right? Because worst case, I get slept. Chances are I'll be on fire from the Maga anyway, so I'll just instantly wake up because he like instantly ignites you, right? And I just get sped out, so. And here, specifically against their comp, right, I can't win a sustained fight against the Maga. So my game plan right here is to play on the pit and try my best to hook him in the pit, right? It obviously doesn't kill him like on Well, but it still takes him out of the fight for, 5 to 10 seconds, depending on whether or not he uses charge. So I hit a nice hook on him, hit him a little. I see the Venture is on my Ana, right? But ultimately, it's better for me to push their Ana, because I actually just heard they use nade, and my Tracer's on their Ana. So in the time their tank's dead, I want to help my Tracer kill their backline. You know? So I think my Ana dies. No, actually, she doesn't. You see, I kill 2 of them there because their Mog is out of the fight, right? Instead of fighting point and waiting for him to recommit, I'd rather try to push their team immediately, because he's like kind of their only way of realistically killing me. They don't have like great burst. Here, he uses shout. I know it's like a 1v5 more, or 4v5 right now because my cast died. Yeah, I'd still rather just LOS him so he doesn't keep getting a ton of overhealth and stuff and keep healing while my DPS shoot him and support shoot him, right? I want him to die as soon as possible. Yeah, so this is a troll from him. His entire team's dead, and he has no shout, so. Here, I'm trying not to hook the Maga, right? Because he doesn't have his shout, and he doesn't have his charge. He just charged out, so he can't really punish me with my team comp, right? So I'm intentionally trying to hook the Venture to get the one shot. Fortunately, I think Venture gets healed a bit there. And he just shout back. So by going for that play, I force out a ton of cooldowns from Venture, right? And I force out the shout. So here, they use 2 ults. I'm just backing. Unfortunate. Happens sometimes. So again, if he charges in, he can't stop my hook, right? Had I known I was going to get nanoed, I would have dropped and commit on him. But since I am nanoed anyways, I'm going to hard push her backline while he's out of the fight. Here, I don't know if you can see, I actually lag. I wouldn't, since I was lagging, I wanted to use my ult because you really can't miss if you just jam people in the corner, right? And there is a chance, like, if I like, miss this Widow a ton, she just ignores me, the Widow and the whatever Juno ignored me, right? So I wouldn't normally do this, I just shoot the Widow, but since I started to lag, right, I just wanted to guarantee that I could. Fortunately, the Venture just pops seismic slam, I don't know what it's called, into my ult, and I can just push it away, and it gets no value. So again, Mogo shouts and charges it. This is a throw. He has no cooldowns. He is charged into my entire team. If the Maga didn't get antied there, I would have swapped to shoot the Venture. But because he got antied, I just ignore Venture on my backline and just hope because it's a lot easier for me to shoot the Maga, right? So, just securing that kill on a tank. Maybe one of my supports died, it's still worth it. A tank for supports worth it. But fortunately, they managed to defend for themselves. So, still lagging a bit there. So here, important thing. Unfortunately, the Widow's just out of range, right? I'm pushing forward, acting like I'm not paying attention to this Widow. I'm not entirely sure if I miss or not. Let me look in third person, actually. If I miss her, she's just barely out of range. This is very important to do as Roadhog. I do this all the time. I think it ended. She might be barely out of range, or just barely managed to LOS it or something. Regardless, I always do this as Roadhog. Act like your attention is in one direction, right? Especially when you can't get punished, right? Like, they're down a tank, and they're down a DPS, so there's no chance I die here. I almost catch her. If I took like another step forward, I would have caught her and just like continued to stagger more or less, right? So she almost fell for it. It works, surprisingly often. So no hook, no point in staying all the way in LOS. Another very important thing on Roadhog, if you show presence one side, especially early on in a fight, rotate to the other side, because look, they're all looking where I just left, right? Literally everyone except, I guess, their venture, right? So using your like presence as a distraction for yourself is very valuable. So, you know, I don't get the kill. Again, no danger of dying, right? They don't have like a good way of killing me. Venture has not really the greatest DPS. So, and we have speed, so I'm using that to my advantage, right? Unfortunately, the ring came a little late, which is okay. But I bait out a ton of cooldowns and nano. So here, I'm waiting, because I saw the Orisa use gold really early. She's in gold right now, and I'm waiting to see if she's going to spear spin before I hook. And since she's not using it, I just go for the hook and just completely ruin all the value she got from her ult. Unfortunately, because both my DPS are dead, I can't really aggress with them because there's no one to aggress with. So I just have to play, sustain with my supports and wait for the Orisa to re-peak and hope to like chuck her down the well again. See, it's kind of the same thing. When she was walking up, I wasn't looking at her direction, and I flick over and fling her back into the pit. And now, because I have like the full timer on the Orisa being away from the fight again, now I can aggress. Obviously, since I see the Venture going to my backline again, I just turn around and get the easy kill. Should have been an easy kill. I might have messed a little there. That was a little lucky. That was supposed to be for the Orisa. If I didn't, even if I don't kill the Orisa there, I still will force out spin and fortify, so we still win the fight afterwards. She opts to use all of her cooldowns now, so she's the easiest target to hook, right? Unfortunately, I end up missing. I don't expect her to do that, but I still hard push her, right? She still has no fortify, and she just used spin again. So just walk into her. And since I'm nanoed, just walk me straight into their team. So I ignore the Lucio there, because there's no way a Lucio kills two supports. I really want to control the Widow. The Juno ends up body blocking the Widow, so... See, I'm still playing this choke. Don't look at that. I wasn't lagging there or anything, I just missed. But you see, adjusting your aim when people just kind of mindlessly jump. See? That's very important on Roadhog because your fire rate's so slow. Okay, unfortunately this next round, I start lagging a ton. I don't know if we'll see that in the replay. But you can still see generally where I'm playing. Still might be valuable to watch. Yeah, you can kind of see how stuttery my whatever it is. See here, again, looking at the Queen, but actually my focus is on the Lucio, right? I end up missing, unfortunately. And because they shout into my team, I have to come back and like fend them off so they don't just kill them for free. So I got booped out of the way by the Lucio. Here, I'm not going after the Lucio. I'm actually trying to go after the Queen because she used her shout. I don't want to get knifed out of my thing or anything. So I'd rather get booped out of my hook than knifed out of it because my positioning will be worse if I were to get knifed. I get knifed into their team and I die rather than, or potentially die rather than just getting booped back to my team. Because at that distance, he wouldn't have enough time to go behind me and boot me towards his team, right? So. Fortunately, Juno recognizes I'm trying to hook her in time. I get this Widow up high. I don't want to be up here too close to the doorway against Lucio, right? Because he can boot me off, right? So you can see I'm making a very small distinction of where I'm standing. Instead of standing directly in the middle, I'm standing right here. One, it gives me better LOS a point, and two, if the Lucio boops me, as you can see, I don't really I'm not in danger of dying. Where if I was like playing here or something, you know, I'd definitely be in danger of dying. Where am I? And you can see, a little laggy there, unfortunately. Because the Widow's just kind of killing everyone, I'm just going to do my best to trade here. If I didn't get that hook, I would have kept walking out. I have no breather here, but since we're upper support, and we have high heals, right? I have an Ana with me. I'm okay to stay in, right? Unfortunately, I run the risk of having the Widow just kill my entire team, but you know, that's unfortunately what we always have to do. So I know I can't hook these people here, so I'm just gonna, because they're so fast, they're on double speed more or less. I'm gonna try to predict the Widow coming up. So many Widows don't even pay attention. They'll like jump up here, grapple up here or something, try to get a shot, and she has no clue I'm here, this close. Or potentially if the Juno takes cover and re-peeks, I'll try to get her. So, you know, this hook is kind of free. Their comp's kind of hard to hook, and their queen's going to be back soon, so I don't want to overstay my welcome. They also have a lot of boops. So if I overstay my welcome and try to like push too hard for a hook, I can get double booped in by the Venture and Lucio and just kind of die. Or force out Nano in a really bad spot. On this map, I pretty much always play where my Ana is. Rotate between where my Ana is and over here-ish, depending on where they move. Right? If they start pushing this hallway, you can sometimes catch people really early, swing around this corner and keep walking out, even if you get, like, especially if you get a tank. Because if you stay here, right, even a moment too long, you'll get blown up. Fortunately, we have Nano, so I can also risk it because of that, but I don't want to force Nano just to keep me alive necessarily. Especially because I don't have my ult, and there's chance, and with how many boops they have, right, it's like knockarounds, it's gonna be difficult for me to consistently land shots. So here, I don't know if it's gonna show, I lag, I remember this, right? As they all walk in, especially on Roadhog, you're very good at catching rotations, right? They're on like a ton of speed, so it's gonna be hard anyways. But like their movement's really predictable. Okay, I lag and drill dash or whatever gets forced out, which is okay. But you really want to be catching people's Roadhog on rotations, right? When they just run in like this, you want to do your best to try to get anyone. I'd say about the tank, especially when they're on like the speed comp, because you hook the tank, they'll just get pulled in, use their defensive cooldown, and their entire team will just run onto you, right? You kind of have to get a kill and run away. So Queen uses their ult because I assume I don't have hook, and I think my castmate uses concussion grenade. I'm only playing this far forward because we have Nano, and I want my Ana to get out. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have hooked the Lucio again because they have so many boops. I should have just tried to greed for this Queen. Okay, I don't expect this Venture to stay in, obviously. That's the only way they troll this. They're already winning the fight, right? The only way they lose is they greed and try to get a kill. Nice sleep on my Ana, but even if the Ana didn't hit it, I was gonna hit the hook. Trying to pressure out this Lucio. I get him on heal. So with the whole hog nerf, his Queen's actually really hard to kill. She's so thin, right? Unfortunately, I get sniped by the Widow here, so I eat a lot of damage coming back for the Queen. Let me rewatch it. You guys, the best information possible here. I think I just had to give up on the Lucio sooner, because I overstayed my welcome here. That's okay. Ultimately, I think my team should win this fight. But ideally, you don't want to die, right? They also use Juno's ult. Unfortunately, their Widow is in a spot that's really hard for my team to contest, so we don't really have any mobility. She was in that little window. Here, I'm just gonna get out. I don't even know why I'm peeking. Actually, I do. It's because it's quick play and I'm trying to style on these people, but yeah, don't do that. Don't even peek in 1v5s, right? This is kind of what you should be doing as Roadhog in 1v5, playing at a safe distance, not 1v5 anymore, right? Playing at a safe distance and hoping for someone to over peek some sort of off angle, right? Because you don't want to generally hook the tank. It depends on the map and the exact comp. So I see we get a big burst of damage on that queen, so I'm just immediately looking on her. I think my cast headshots her and I get a pretty decent shot. So I ignore the venture. You can see I was originally going back for the venture, but again, killing the queen. This is going on. Here, I'm chasing the Widow primarily, and I'm not focusing on the Lucio. The reason I stall here is because I don't want him. You can see I barely can see him here, and I'm looking at my attentions on the Widow here. I don't want him. I don't want to walk past the doorway, and you know, boot me off. So here, still gonna chase the Widow, right? She's in a really bad spot, and she's been like killing my team very often, right? Kind of like carrying fights for him quite often. So I really want to get rid of her. I expect this Lucio to run away, and that's partly why I miss. Another part is because I suck. But you can see he just kind of like jumps right into me for some reason. We kill the Widow, fortunately. So I would have kept pushing right side to try to get staggers, but I see my cast is low main. I don't know if he's fighting a venture or point blank, right? Because they don't really have great poke. So I'd rather keep him alive, or at least fight with him and get a pick off his distraction, than maybe get a pick if I, you know, swing right side. You see, I peek, no one's there. I immediately rotate right to try to keep the stagger going. Unfortunately, I see their entire team's alive. I think if I aimed a little bit further to the left, I would have hooked the queen, and she would have been in a bad spot, because she's still effectively down to Lucio, and Widow is still in spawn. But that's generally what you want to be doing. If they push too early as Roadhog, you want to always do, or catch them in rotations, right? You always want to be trying to get those staggered picks. I'm waiting for them to commit here. I see they're not walking through main, and I hear /see that my tracer just recalled, so I'm heavily anticipating they're going to try to push my tracer. So I force out shout, right? And boop and stuff. If I didn't get booped away, I obviously would have kept trying to chase that, because neither of their DPS are with their queen. If I see a DPS with them, like their support lineup doesn't really do they're not like too dangerous for me. You know, worst case the Lucio, not alone at least, you know, this double speed, if they have like a full-on rush comp, is going to be a problem. But with their comp, I'm thinking that I don't really have to be too scared. Obviously, I would have kept pushing the queen, because you can see she's weak. I just, you know, maybe I get the kill or whatever. Since here, I want to push on my side of the point, because I kind of didn't stop them from coming in, right? Because I got forced out a ton of cooldowns, but I just couldn't chase the kills. And if I stay on this side, the chances are the Widow's just going to keep like chipping off 300 HP. So I'm trying to do my best to play out of her LS. It's a good move from the Lucio. So I'm thinking here the queen's close to ult, right? Just by the timing of the match. I want to make sure I'm as close to max as possible, because I don't want her to get me to like 400 HP, and that's just definitely gonna kill me. So I'm trying. You can see I'm trying to run away with her from her. Part of it's because I have no ammo, and you see I'm actually expecting her to ult here. So I'm doing my best to mirror her and hook her out of her ult at point blank, because it's definitely reactable at point blank. She has like a second or so wind up, right? So I'm trying to play these close corners very well. I think even if I didn't hook her here, I probably wouldn't have died. Not entirely sure. I would have had to use like the rest of my breather to stay alive and run away. I probably would have gotten nano at the end. But little laggy here. Unfortunately, my lag kind of stops at just the right moment. See, it came back, unfortunately. Here, I'm looking for the Widow, because the Lucio is not going to have any chance of winning a 1v5. You know, I conceivably, if he doesn't feed right, the Widow can just come in, insta-kill too, and then he can, like, I don't know, boop people off the map or something like that, or boop them off high ground. But since he gets slept, I just turn around and kill him. You know, the Widow's at this point not going to win, because she has quite literally no help. Yeah, here, I just keep pushing forward, right? They're all dead, so no reason not to. Yeah, so I hope kind of this single game, you know, is a little bit scuffed, right? I hope it's kind of useful in seeing how, you know, I guess higher ranked players play tank.